Hey guys, how's it going? Back with another video today. Today, I want to talk to you about a few things, but first I need to address the elephant in the room. Yes, I am extremely burnt. The weather is still beautiful, and me being stupid, didn't get any sun cream on me yesterday while playing football. So this is the state that we're in for the next while until it all calms down anyway. Thankfully, it's not too bad, but yeah, have to get on with it anyway. It's not too bad as well, which is good news, so we can sleep all right. But anyway, if you haven't already, please be sure to like and subscribe, and if you're feeling more generous, be sure to share as well. Getting really close now to 200 subscribers, so I really appreciate all the support. And yeah, just going to talk to you today about a few things that I have learnt over my diet and things that I've done to make sure that I haven't fallen off the bandwagon and I've been able to then adhere and stick to my diet. So I'm just going to go over 5 tips today of things that I've done and that you can maybe adopt into your diet as well to make sure that you smash your goals and get absolutely shredded. Alright, so first tip today I want to share with you is how I've been utilising 0-calorie drinks to help me throughout my diet. So obviously, as you're in a caloric deficit, over time your body is going to become malnourished and it's going to become hungry all the time. Everything's going to become a struggle. And ways just around that to try and make you feel a little bit fuller is just having some 0-calorie drinks. So for me, I'm drinking the Monster Ultras. These are 0 sugar, so therefore there's very low calories in them. And for me, if it's under 15 calories, then I count it as 0 calories. Of course, as you get into the very, very final parts of your prep or your diet, you might need to then count them because every calorie will count at a certain point. But because I'm on a high enough amount of calories throughout the day, and for the amount of cardio that I'm doing as well, I'm able to still include these Monsters and Coke Zeros in and not have to count them within my calories for the day, which is just a good way then to help me stay full and stay focused on my goal. Because obviously as the night continues on, I sometimes get cravings, and one way around this then is just to have a 0-calorie drink, which can then allow me just to fill up my stomach a little bit more with just some liquid. So therefore I am not then going and binging and snacking out on silly things and things that might affect me in the later run. And if you remember from the start of this prep, I said I didn't want to have any regrets whatsoever, and this is just one way in which I'm then able to make sure that I don't have any regrets. Alright, so back from the gym now, and obviously I'm a bit hungry after the gym, so I'm trying to find myself foods that can keep me full but also at the same time are pretty low in calories. So a combination of things I like to have are these 2 things here. So firstly, got my 10-calorie jelly, and as I was saying before, 15 calories or less I don't count, so that's 0 calories. And I've got this wee Weight Watchers bar here. It is a milk chocolate cereal bar, and that's got 68 calories in it. So in a total I've got 78 calories, but because I'm not counting this and only counting this, it's 68 calories. It's a nice way to get in some food but also keep me filled up. I know it's personal preference in regards to the food that you want to eat, but sometimes it's just best to try and find foods that suit you best. It might not always be the most tasty or the nicest, but at the same time it's going to be something that's going to fill you up. So for instance, you might be better with some greens, maybe even peas, things like that, very low in calories. But it's just about finding ways in which you can then make sure that you're getting in more calories than what you're used to, just so that you can stay full for longer and then not be snacking too much throughout the day. So I can have this wee post-workout meal, if you want to call it as such, just to keep me going and to make sure that I'm not too hungry then when I'm going about doing other things and waiting for my next proper meal. So that's cereal milk protein there. I added some milk in for the first time and it's absolutely phenomenal. If you haven't tried it, it's from My Protein and it's absolutely amazing. Definitely tastes like I've just had some cereal and just drinking the milk after. Absolutely amazing. If you haven't tried it, definitely give it a go. Now into the next tip. Right, so the next tip I have to share with you today is that it's distracting yourself and find things that you can do to take your mind off food. So for instance, today I've been traveling about for about 2.5-3 hours now, and I haven't felt that hungry at all, and that's because I've been focused on other things. I haven't been sitting in the house, and normally I find that if I'm sitting in the house I'm more likely going to eat food because it's nearby, it's easy to get to, whereas if I'm out of the house I'm less likely to be eating that food that might be bad for me or overeating something that might be on my plan, and that is because I don't have it readily available. So therefore I have to make better decisions, whether that be eating a bit more before I go out or leaving more food until I come home. But the main thing I need to focus on as well is that when I do come home, I'm not going to be binging out. I need to really make sure that I'm strict and staying to my diet, but at the same time I just need to make sure that I am being able to just stay distracted and just focus on other things. So the first way I like to stay distracted is by going out on a car journey. So at the moment, as I was saying, I'm in the middle of nowhere. I don't actually know exactly where I am. It's close to Derry, that's all I do know. And I have to drive home now, so I'm not going to be eating the whole time on the way home. I just have my water that I've filled up again. So that's all I'll be having. As well as that, the other thing that I like to do is gaming. So as you can see, I'm just finished playing my game for this evening. It just allows me to spend some time just distracted by doing something a little bit different, just going on a bit of Call of Duty or something, and just spending some time in Warzone just allows me to not think about food also. So it's another way in which I can just use up some time throughout the day and just make sure that I'm sticking to my plans for the day. A trick I've learnt over the years as such, which has helped somewhat more recently, is the use of toothpaste or chewing gum. So by toothpaste, what I mean is basically just brushing my teeth whenever I feel hungry, because by brushing my teeth it just means that I'm feeling clean and I don't really want to be eating food. Because you know that feeling you get when you drink some water after you've just brushed your teeth and it's like a burning mint taste? Well, obviously that's the case for me as well, and I prefer just to keep my breath feeling fresh and minty, so I don't want to ruin that by having food. Same goes for having some chewing gum as well, but I found with chewing gum that by chewing it, it actually made me think about food a bit more often. Further into prep, I feel like it has become a bit more dangerous in a sense to use, because then as a result I've maybe thought about food a bit more and then wanted to go and eat food as a result. So another way in which I feel that it's a good way for you to make sure that you aren't going over your calories for the day and making sure that you're sticking to your goal, and that is by just having some type of freshness and mintiness in your mouth. So the final tip that I want to share with you today is drinking your water. So if you didn't know, 70% of muscles are comprised and made up of water. Therefore, most of the time when we are hungry, our bodies are actually telling us that we're thirsty. And of course, because I'm talking about muscle retention, then more than likely it's our muscles needing water. Obviously, we're depleting our body to the point where our body fat is extremely low and our glycogen stores are going to be extremely scarce. So a way in which that we can try and replace some of the glycogen, although it won't be like for like, is water, as this will allow us to fill up our bodies a bit more. Our muscles will then be able to retain some of the water, which we'll then be able to use in workouts. And as well as that, because we're drinking plenty of water, we can then make sure that we aren't losing any muscle, or if anything, we're losing a very limited amount. Because at the end of the day, when we're in a dieting phase, we want to make sure that we can retain as much muscle as possible and look the best that we can by having as much muscle on our frame as possible. And if you're not drinking enough water, then you're more likely going to lead to the possibility of turning catabolic, which is muscle loss. And obviously we as humans want to be in an anabolic window, which will allow us to build muscle. And obviously if we aren't drinking enough water, then this can't happen. And therefore we need to make sure that we're drinking plenty of water. For me, at the moment, I'm drinking about 5 litres a day. If you aren't drinking at least 3 litres, up and get it up, because that's the only way in which you're going to be able to build muscle and retain muscle, especially if you're on a diet. Alright guys, that's going to be the end of today's video. I do hope you enjoyed it. I also hope that you can take some of these tips away and that they can help you on your journey to wherever you want to be, whether that is getting shredded or just looking to lose some body fat to be feeling a bit healthier for the rest of summer. But yeah, I'm definitely using these tips as much as I can now. Just 2 weeks left, so we're so close to the end, and I can't wait to show the results to you. So anyway guys, can't wait, looking forward to it. So until next time, goodbye.